Okay, Beseda. So it's a bit technical today. Let's go. Siman Lamed Beis Halacha Yud Dalet Sif Yud Dalet. Hasofrim Hazrizim Oisim Shloisha Minei Klafim. Those Sofrim who are very zoras, they're very careful how to do things. They make three types of klaf. Ha'ov Yoser Lichtav Lo By Parshas Shema Shiktana. The one they write a thick parsha, a thick klaf for the parsha of Shema, which is the shortest of the four parshas. Vahadak mimenu, and a slightly thinner one, the parshas V'hoyim Shemoya, Shehiyosa Gedola, which is the next biggest, or the parshas Kadesh, the parshas V'hoya Kivyecha, Shemarukim Oisim Klaf Dak Ma'oid. They make a much thinner klaf. Ubezeh Yismalu Habatim B'Shova V'zehu Noid Atfilin, because the point is they want to fold over the klaf and they want to make it sort of fit into the batim, that it should look beautiful and it should be equal, and therefore the way they do that is by making the thickness of the klaf different for each of the parshas. Okay, that's what it means. Now the Mishnah Berurah says, interesting, tar sofer. This actually, the lashon of the mechaber is mistaken. Is a tar sofer. For tzorich loimer, it should read as follows: La parshas v'hoya kiyaviecha shehi yoisa gedola. The longest of the parshas is V'hoya Kivyecha, the longer parshas is V'hoya Kivyecha. In other words, the first parsha, the shortest one is Shema. For that you make the klaf thicker. And then the next one is not V'hoyim Shemoya, which the Mechaber says, but V'hoya Kivyecha. And the parshas Kadesh, the parshas V'hoyim Shemoya, Shema Rukos, then you make it the thinnest. That's from the Bir HaGra on the Yad Aaron. The Reish Mem Yud stands for Mordechai Yafa, who is the Levush. Kasav Sha'asofrim Shelohem Oisim Tikkun Acher. They do a different tikkun. What do? Shekol HaKlafim Hem Shavim. No, all the thickness of all of the klafim are the same. Ba'orach Shavim, Ba'orach Echod, the Ba'eve Echod, the length and the thickness are the same. Ele Shemanichen Gilyonin Meparshas HaKtoras. You just make them. You leave open at the end. You just make sure it's just blank at the end. He's got a picture here in the sefer. Where is it? Okay, can't find it straight away. Here it is. Yeah. In other words, if you've got the parshas like that, yeah, where you've got the different lengths, so then you've got to make sure it all fits in beautifully to the tefillin, so therefore you've got to make the thickness different. Alternatively, what the Levush is saying is that you make each parsha exactly the same size. It's just that you leave blanks at the end of the parsha. That's what he's saying. Now, there's an important note, 58. Look at 58. Bizmanenu, nowadays, kosav hakeses hasofer she'ein noagim b'chol zeh. This whole business of making different thickness of klaf, we don't bother with. V'tam hadov kosav hamishnas sofer she'davka bizmanom, it's dafka in those days shehoyu oisim es habatim miklaf dak v'rach moed. They would make the batim out of very, very thin leather. And the thickness of the parshas would project out. In other words, it's amazing. The tefillin was so thin that if you have like a bulging parsha sort of stipped into the bias, it might protrude outside and make a little bulge on the bias itself. But nowadays, Baruch Hashem, our tefillin is so much better. The thickness, of the actual bulge of the klaf is not going to impact at all on the bias, and therefore it doesn't apply at all nowadays. All of this. But in those days, if you've got a bulging bias where one side looks bigger or sort of bigger than the other side, doesn't look beautiful. And therefore that's an important note 58. So this particular halacha has less relevance nowadays, because just I remember Rabbi Osher Badil, when he used to teach me in school, he used to say that Moshe Rabbeinu would dance with joy if he saw our tefillin nowadays. In other words, the quality of our tefillin is so much better. The squareness of the tefillin and the quality of the actual tefillin, he would dance with joy.
What was that made from?
They were made from leather. Of course, they were made from leather, but it was a thinner leather. They were perhaps dakas and not gassos. They're different types of animals, and the thinner skin. But the leather was much thinner, and therefore, if you've got the parshas inside, it could be, if you sort of stip it in, it could be that it protrudes from outside.
Don't they say that the tefillin then they had some sort of that we lost, that they can make it from one piece?
I'm not sure. Look,
they were even better than now.
Look, kavanas wise, and the holiness of the sofer who's writing the parshas. I guess you read the Sadoras suggest that they're not the same quality nowadays.
Apparently.
Well, they would make them out of, what do you mean?
It's a leather that the Masoid to do that we don't have anymore.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Don't know about that. But vis-a-vis the quality of the final product, the actual final bias is actually very big. Okay, Lamaisa, I think we'll leave it there because it's a good place to stop. The next halacha tesvov is technical, and I don't think we'll have time to do it all today. So it's probably a good place to stop there. Okay, Peseda.